Hi everyone. So we would be solving the today's lead code problem, that is maximum score after splitting a string. So as per the question, we are given a string of zeros and ones. So only element that are allowed in the string are zeros and one, and we need to return the score after splitting the string. We need to split the string into two non-empty substring. Okay, the left substring and the right substring. The score after splitting a string is the number of zeros in the left substring plus the number of ones in the right substring. Okay, the question seems to be very simple. Firstly, we will be given a string that only consists of zeros and ones. We need to split it into the left substring and the right substring that are basically non-empty. After that, the score would be measured by score would be calculated by the number of zeros in the left substring and the number of ones in the right substring. Okay, if we try to analyze these given test cases, we would be finding an insight. So how would we solve this question? Okay, so the string would be given to us as 0 1 1 1 0 1. If we try to split it into the left substring and the right substring, the minimum length substring for the left, it would be it would be only 0. Okay, and the rest, because it is specified in the question, none of the split would be an empty split, or none of the substring would be an empty substring. So 1 1 1 0 1, the remaining would be in the right substring. If we try to calculate the score, it will give us 1, it will give us 4. The total will add up to 5. Okay, if I zoom it out a little bit, I could also write the score here. The score is 5. Okay, now because it is a substring, it is a continuous part of a string. So 0 1 would be the next left substring we can include, and the remaining would be in the right. 1 1 0 1. Okay, let's calculate the score after the split. The number of zeros are 1, the number of ones are 3. We can easily calculate it out. It will give us 4. Okay, now what again we can do? 0 1 1, the split can be possible. The number of zeros in the left substring are 1. The number of ones in the right substring, the left portion, is 0 1 1 0 1, and it will give us 2. Score would be 3. Okay, the other split can be 0 1 1 1. The score of the left substring would be 1. For the right substring, it would be 0 1. So the score would be 1. It will give us 2. And the last possible, what we can say, split is 0 1 1 1 0. It will give us the score of 2, and the right split would be only 1. It will give us the score of 1. That will give us the total score as 3. So the maximum score among them is 5 that we want to return. Okay, we can analyze one more test case, that is basically the third test case. The string is given to us as 1 1 1. Left split can be possible. The minimum left split can be 1. The minimum right split can be 1 1 1. The score would be, from the left would be 0, from the right it would be 3. So 3. Uh, the split, the next split of the left is basically 1 1. Score will be 0. The right split will be 1 1. The score would be 2. The total score would be 2. The left split would be 1 1 1. The score would be 0. The right split would be 1. The score would be 1. So these all are the possible splits we can do in the string, and the maximum score is 3. So what we can do, one possible solution we can think of is we can find the possible number of splits. Key We start from the zeroth index, we try to split it from here, find this substring, traverse this substring, and find the number of zeros in the left substring and find the number of ones in the right substring. That could be a possible solution, but it will it will require us to first traverse this array. It will require us to traverse the array or string, we can say. We need to traverse the string. At each point we need to divide it or we need to split it, but we can't split it from the last index because in the left and the right substring cannot be empty. So we can split it till the second last index so that the right substring could have one element. Okay, so the possible solution can be traverse the string at every index except the last, except x except n minus 1, where n is the size of the string. At every index except n minus 1, split the string into left substring and right substring. Then try to find the zeros in the left substring and try to find the ones in the right substring. So it will require us the time complexity of order of n square. As how it will require us the time complexity of n square? Because we need to traverse the string. It will require us the time complexity of order of n. At every index while traversing, we need to split it. We can split it using the substring. Okay, the remaining part we can have, but we need to again traverse that substring so that we can get the count of the respective zeros and ones. Okay, so at the worst case, this might be possible that the left substring would be having only one element and the right substring would be having n minus 1 elements. In that case, we require the traversal of approx n, that would be n minus 1. So we can take it approximately as n. So the time complexity will add up to order of n square, and the space complexity would be, because we need key at every point, we need to split it into left substring and the right substring. So we need to uh, what we can say, incorporate the left and the right substring in another string. So we will be requiring n space complexity of order of n. Okay, so this can be a possible solution, but uh, we can follow this solution, but it is quadratic. We can do it in a optimized way in which traverse we will traverse the string and calculate the number of ones. Okay, we calculate the number of ones. I'll just write the algorithm. Calculate the number of ones in the string. Okay, and what we were doing in the previous approach, we were also traversing. Okay, one traversal we will find the number of ones, total number of ones. In the other traversal, what we will do, we will try to split it at the particular index except the last index, and will because if we are splitting at current index, we would be knowing the number of zeros till current point, the number of ones till current point, and we will subtract the number of ones till this particular index from the total number of index. So what I'm saying, at a particular index I, where I is from 0 to n minus 2th index, where n is the size of the array. At the particular index I, where I is from 0 to n minus 2, we can say that if we can say that we know the number of ones, we know the number of ones and zeros. So if we are splitting at a particular index, so in we are basically doing a split kind of a thing. So what we can do, the number of zeros till current index we can add, plus the total number of ones minus the number of ones till current index. So this will give us the number of zeros till this particular index, or what we can say in the left substring, and this will give us the number of ones in the right substring. And for each index we can calculate it, and we can maintain a variable so that we could return the score. Maintain a variable, maintain a variable to return score. We can try to apply this algorithm on the given string 0 1 1 1 0 1. Okay, so at first traversal we can find all the number of ones. So total ones are 4. Now we try to move index by index till n minus 2th index, till this index. So if I am at this particular index 0 1 2 3 4 5, I try to split it. I know the number of zeros are 1 and number of ones are 0. So the total score can be 0, that is number of 0, plus total number of ones minus number of 0. I would abbreviate it with TO. Okay, so total number of 0, 1 plus 4 minus 0 will give us the output at 5. Okay, so I will store it somewhere. Then I move to the next index. Now the total number of zeros are 1, the number of ones are 1. So if we try to calculate 1 plus 4 minus 1, it will give us the output as 4. But the current max is 5. We don't need to update it. So it will remain as 5. Again we move to the next index. Here the number of zeros are 1, the number of ones are 2. So number of 0 plus 4 minus 2, that will give us, sorry, number of zeros are 1 plus 4 minus 2, that will give us the output as 3. But the current is 5. So no need to update it. Then we move to the next index. Now the number of ones are 3, the number of zeros are 1. So 1 plus 4 minus 3 will give us the output as 2. The current max is 5. No need to update it. Move to the next index. This is the last index because we can't have an empty split. So the number of zeros are 2. The number of ones are 3. 2 plus 3 will give us 5. Sorry, 2 plus 4 minus 3 will give us 3. But the current max is 5. So yeah, the number of splits that can be done on the string are done, and we got the score as 5. Yeah, it is the maximum score. we can try it we can try it on other test case. 1111, the left, what we can say, the number of ones, total ones are 4. If I try to split it from here, the number of 0 is 0, the number of 1 is 1. The total output would be 0 plus 4 minus 1, that will give us 3. Okay, the current max is 3. We move to the next index, split it from here. The number of ones are 2. 0 plus 4 minus 2 will give us 2. The current max is 3. Okay, no need to update our answer. We move to the next, in the last split, that will give us the number of ones as 3, the number of zeros as 0. 0 plus 4 minus 3 will give us the output as 1. Okay, so the maximum we can get is 3, so the maximum score can we can get is 3. Okay, so I think this algorithm is working. If we try to code it out, let's see, can we code it out efficiently? Max score, I'll create a score variable that would initially be 0, and it is given in the question that the string size would be 2 to 500. So yeah, there might not be condition to check the base case if the string size is 0 or not. Okay, then what I do, I traverse the string dot length I plus plus, if string dot char at I is equals to 1. I just need to calculate 1. I will create a variable total ones, or I'll total ones, total ones plus plus. Okay, again, if we try to split it out, split from 0 to n minus 2, index, we are talking about the index. So int I equals to 0 to I less than string dot length, uh, length minus 1. So if s dot char at I is equals to 0, then we want to increase the number of zeros to zeros by 1. If it is 1, we want to increase the number of 1 by 1. So int number of 0 equals to 0 and number of 1 is 0. Okay, and I need to calculate the max value. It would be score or number of 0, the left substring score, and the right substring score would be the total ones minus the number of ones. Okay, and I'll update the score. I would return the score. Okay, let's check it out. Ki if the total number of ones initially would be 0, I try to find all the number of ones. Yeah, it will work fine. Then we try to split it till the n minus 2th index, so that the right split would be having at least one element. Okay, so s dot caret, if it is 0, I'm increasing the number of zeros by 1, else the number of ones would be increased, number of zeros by total number of ones minus number of zeros. Okay, I think this will work. We try to run it. Okay, if I try to submit it. Okay, it has been submitted. If I try to find its time complexity, so we can easily see we are traversing the string two times. So order of 2n, so we ignore the constant. So the time complexity would be order of n. Time complexity would be order of n, or it was exactly 2n, but we ignore the constant, it would become order of n. The space complexity would be constant, so order of 1. So the only thing that we should remember for this particular problem is that firstly we can calculate the number of ones. Okay, we don't need to split it. Instead, we can follow the index mechanism. If at the particular index, if we split, we can calculate the number of zeros till this particular point and number of ones till this particular point, so that we can get the number of zeros till this particular split and number of ones in the remaining right side. And one more thing, this case is also important. Ki we will not be having all the elements in the left substring. If we run this from 0 to n minus 1, that is length minus 1, it will it will include all the elements in the left subpart. That will give us the wrong output. So because it is specified in the question key in the left subpart and the right subpart cannot be empty, so that's why we are not including the last element in the left substring. Okay, and at every step we are calculating the answer. Okay, so yeah, this was the solution to maximum score after splitting a string. Okay, if you have any doubt, you can ask in the comments. Bye bye.